Hi Floss Tube, I'm Jessie. Welcome to my channel. This is Boba Jessie Stitches. Today is Sunday, October 9th. That means today is Flossoween number 9. How are y'all doing? Hope you're having a good day. It was a nice lazy Sunday for us, so to speak. Not too super lazy. We just didn't go anywhere. We were in the midst of doing a bunch of laundry. So there's that. We didn't quite do nothing, but we watched some football and there's been some stitching, not tons of stitching as you will see, but some stitching in the progress. And the Texans won, so that was a good news for us. We're no longer a no loss team. Probably still not doing very well comparatively, but at least we did have a win today, so that made my husband very happy, and I'm sure has a lot of other Texans fans has as well. And we watched Hocus Pocus last night, so we did do the double feature. Super cute. If you haven't seen it, I think it's the spirit of Hocus Pocus has continued on in the sense of like it being a sequel, but at the same time some modern twist to it, some different approaches to, has 29 years have since passed, and so just kind of taking that into account, right? So, so that was a lot of fun, but let's get to some stitching. Again, not a whole lot to talk about today because nothing had happened but watching some football and stitching. So, I did want to go ahead and show you what I did do in spring. Since I recorded yesterday, I did tell you I was going to work on in spring just a little bit, just a few more stitches on that to hit a goal of hit a 100 stitch goal for the day, and I did that, and so there is. I didn't do that much since what you saw. Okay, so what you saw yesterday. So basically, I just added that flower right there, and that's it. I think it's still upside down. It's still upside down. I don't know which way it's supposed to be. Anyways, you just saw I just added one little flower there. So not a lot. All of this is done with the called for. It's a box from Fangirl Fibers from the spring. 32 count even weave, Underworld, and using the called for silk floss, also from Fangirl Fiber. So that was that. So most of my evening was spent on my one project for 13 days. And my focus piece for the month, which is Forbidden Fiber Codes Haunted House, which was my countdown box from last year. My goal is to finish it this month, and if I work on it only those 13 days, I have to put in about 450 stitches each day, and that was my focus and goal for last night, and I did it. I hit about, not quite 450, but in the 400 mark, and so here is where we got to. Basically, I filled in the rest of this kind of mossy green kind of here. In fact, the color is called lichen green. I filled all that in. That color is now finished. And then I alternated between the black, which is the other side of this wrought iron fence, and the green, which is filling in that yard in front of the house, going back and forth in a couple of rows on up here to get to the goal. So that's where we are, so making good progress. Still anticipate being able to finish it by the end of the month. So there you go. All of it Forbidden Fiber Co. Floss, and then 2/2 over 32 count Belfast Linen Opalescent. Dappled Moonlight is the name of the color. So there we are. Here we are. And then moving on into the second challenge, so I'm doing 2 challenges, one project for 13 days, and then 13 different projects over the course of 13 days. They are not consecutive, so I'm alternating days for the most part, except for these next few days. These next few days I am going to be on a focus piece because of no new starts. I am in no new starts, and the thing I am working on within that is the road trip. That's the challenges I'm focusing on. I find that enjoyable. It gives me goals and things like that. So I've hit the campground, and there's a challenge to do all the stitches in one project, which is 1,400 stitches. So, and I can't move out of that campground for 3 days. And so I arrived last night, so I'm in there for 3 days. And so I need to do about 360 stitches each day in this focus piece in order to hit, to hit that 1400 plus to be there for 3 days. And so I'm going to focus on my next piece of my 13 projects in 13 days, which is Sailor Moon Squad. I told you that it would be making a return in September. I mean, in October, because just because Sailor September is over doesn't mean it's done. So I've been stitching on this today already. I'll do I need to put in a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it? I guess I can find it. I'll put in a picture of what it looked like the last time that you saw it. I have so far put in about 400 stitches into it today. I plan on continuing to work on it to reduce the need to hit that 450 each mark for the next, or that 360 mark, because this does not go fast. I'm doing this 1/1 with the called for DMC on 25 count even weave. Not fast. I have to stop and do the confetti stitches soon. And so getting a little bit of a head start on that for these next 2 days, so that way I don't have to hit the full 350. But here we are. This is what I have done. So basically on this end, I filled in a little bit more, just starting to fill in a little bit more down here. I do a modified cross country. So basically I pick a 10, I go across the board, fill in all the gaps, but I carried a thread. I finish the thread no matter what. I don't stop. So I finish the thread, and then I just kind of go wherever it makes sense. Like if it's within 10 count of wherever it is, that's where I go. So sometimes I go down, sometimes I go over. And so I finished the row of the big block stitching except for the confetti stitches. And now I'm starting the next batch. And tomorrow I probably will work on some of this. You can't really see them, but anything that looks like a little white freckle is the missing confetti stitches. So I'm going to probably go in and start filling that in. I usually do about, 3 or 4 of those big rows, and then I go back in and fill in that confetti. And so I try not to go too far because it makes it a little bit harder. But thankfully, I have Pattern Keeper, and Pattern Keeper makes a big difference in finding those confetti stitches. So there's that. So it's going to get a little boring in stitching for the next few days. So just the next couple of days, you're just going to see Sailor Moon Squad. But that's okay. It's all right. I will likely, I may put in 100 stitches in one of these monthly challenge projects as well. We'll see how I feel. We'll see how far I get in meeting my Sailor Moon goal. And then I'll put in 100 stitches in that. So the more I can do today, the more I can work on my other projects for the next couple of days. All right, let's open the next one. October 9th, opening up 31 Days of Haunted America, Fangirl Fiber Box. And I think it's a needle minder. It is a needle minder. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's a matching needle minder. Come on, focus. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's a matching needle minder for the Laurel Witch pattern for the woman in white. I love it. I love it. Definitely gonna. I love it. That's so exciting. There's no story in this one. No story today, y'all. I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. There's a part of me that's thinking, do I go find a ghost story? But what happens if I find a ghost story that's going to get shared again in a different story down the line? Well, I'm sorry, y'all. No ghost story today. Today's Sunday. Maybe it's because it's Sunday. Maybe we don't do ghost stories on Sundays. Give people a day of rest, so to speak. Just drink my water. All right, y'all. Well, with that, we'll just call it an end. I hope. Oh, go. Y'all gonna let me go without telling you my joke, weren't you? You're gonna be like, okay, bye, Jessie. I'm kidding. All right, so here's the joke for today. You ready for this one? You're gonna groan. It's a groaner. Why don't people like Dracula? He just seems like such a good guy. He's just such a pain in the neck. Wherever you are, I hope your Sunday is a fantastic Sunday and that you got the kind of day that you needed. Hopefully no one has any Sunday blues or work Monday blues. That, I have a little bit of that. Not because I don't want my job. I think y'all, if you'll be watching me, I love what I do. But there's some things about it that give me a little bit of the Sunday blues. And I'll leave it at that. But hopefully, wherever you are, you're having a stitchy, spooky time. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.